So, everyone, welcome to Spoiler Kings. Brandman here. Got Tank, Brian the Grizzly. What's up, guys?
What's up, B?
Mhm. Oh, not too much. Not too much. Just a couple more days in 2022 before we enter 2023.
I know.
So quick.
If anything, if I've learned anything the last several years, it's just to go in with zero expectations. I am playing it safe.
That's a good call.
As long as we don't go into a pandemic in March, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
No,
we need that clip. We need that.
We're not even going to put that in the universe, right?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. There you go. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome everyone who's joining us tonight. Tonight we are doing Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Puss in Boots.
In Boots. That is the name of it, right? I do have the correct title, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I did not get around to seeing this one. Was very, very busy with the holiday season doing the family thing. Could not get to the theater. I apologize for that. You guys, Tank and Brian, are going to take the stage in this one. I will be the one not answering. I did not see the movie. Asking the questions.
All right. That sounds good to me.
So,
right,
yeah,
I got the synopsis real quick, so I'm going to read it. It's about two sentences, and we'll be good to go.
Cool.
All right. Puss in Boots discovers that his passion for adventure has taken its toll. He has burnt through 8 of his 9 lives. Puss sets out for an epic journey to find a mythical last wish and restore his 9 lives.
And
That's
there we have it.
Yeah.
There we have it. All right. I like I said, I didn't get around to seeing this one. I've seen the other ones. I consider this Antonio Banderas spiritual sequel trilogy to Zorro. So, but yeah,
that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
I gotta say, this has been my favorite in or mid-credit scene. This one right here.
Really?
Oh my god!
Of the whole year.
That's awesome.
I didn't even see.
It's just right at the end.
Scene.
It's just right at the end.
No,
you didn't see where they're going to.
Mm-mm.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. Then let's get to the good,
for
guys.
sure.
Let's get to the good.
I'm excited.
Let's go ahead. Let's get to the good. Let's go.
Cool. I'll go first if you guys don't mind.
No.
Just for me, some of the good stuff was just a nice, fun story. You know what I mean? It's fun, but also kind of a good lesson for the younger audience. You know, even really the older audience as well. You know, it's like, you know, like is this is your life, make the best of it. You know, don't squander it and stuff like that. You know, so that was kind of like the ultimate message behind it, and I thought that was really good, a really good message that people tend to forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, you know, bringing it back, coming out of pandemic. You know, you want to blame this person, do that. It's like, man, just live your best life as much as you can. You know, this is the only one we got, kind of thing. You know, so I definitely appreciate that. And also, I'm sure Brian's gonna say it too. The cast was amazing.
Goodness. Yes, exactly.
I loved the voices. Antonio Banderas is Puss in Boots from day one. Shrek, what did he come in? Shrek 2 or 3, whatever it was. I forgot which one he came in.
The one when they went back far away. So
it's all like a big blur for me now.
That was the second one, I think. I think the second one, because the third one's with the kids.
Yeah. He's been amazing as the character. Salma Hayek is Kitty Softpaws.
Oh my goodness!
Just them together, it brings back memories.
So
if you've seen other movies, you know.
Yes.
So and then we get Florence Pugh was great. And it did not sound like her. You know, her having this like very
harsh.
Harsh.
Like
you know, very rough kind of
street?
accent. You know. Yeah. You know, so Harvey was it Gullion was Hero was the dog. Great. Olivia Colman, John Mulaney, right away. You know, John Mulaney. It was Jack Warner, Jack Mulaney only has one voice, or John Mulaney has one voice, and it's John Mulaney. That's it. Like, he doesn't do anything else. You know, so
that was good though.
Yeah. So some of the cast was great. It was super fun. Graphics wise, it looked really, really great too. So, but yeah, it was just a fun time that I think you can bring your kids and they can sit and watch it and enjoy either just the flashy images or a good story. So
Exactly.
Yep. What about you, Brian?
I think it had a lot of adult things in it. I mean, so first of all, I'm gonna let you know, Pero is like cursing all times and beeping it out, like beep 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 beep. I was like, man, is it me? Is it?
Yeah.
All you hear is. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's right.
My baby tapped to me. She's like, Daddy, what is he saying? I was like, hush, baby. Hush, baby. Don't worry about that. Well, along with that, just the idea of when you're arrogant and you think you're on top of the world and you don't take everything for granted and you don't realize the people in your lives matter. And then you have a taste of morality, because that's what happened. He had a taste of morality, things coming up that he won't be able to fight, and changes things and changes him. And I think seeing that on film makes you think, about your own life, about things you do, and do you really appreciate all the things that you get and you have, and all the just the wonders that you miss out on because you just take it for granted. And I thought that was a real key thing, and in his development, his character, like his journey was great. I really enjoyed it. And then, him coming friends with it and having to be at the bottom in order to crawl yourself back up, like to pull yourself back up, and understand that it's not going to be easy, but you needed friends in order to do those things. Just so many messages right there. And I love that the kids, and my kids specifically, got to see that and realize, not everything's going to go exactly the way you want it to go, but it's okay. You can still survive. And this is how you do it. When you keep on working, this is how we're gonna get there. And I think all those messages were all in this movie, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and the last one was you might have everything that you already wanted. Everything that you always think you wanted might already be right in your face. You just gotta look at it differently.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. Definitely very good messaging. Like kind of like underlined kind of messages that it hinted at. That was, I think, like I said, good for everybody, especially kids, and even adults, So, but yeah, well, one thing I was gonna say, the adults definitely have a fun time at this movie. Yeah. The first time, so they asked the dog, they're like, "What's your name?" They keep calling him, I can't roll my R's, but Pedro, which is like, Spanish for just dog. And he's like, "Oh, I've been called a bunch of things, bad boy, bad dog." Like, "Hey, drop that, leave it," And then it did a beep, and I'm like,
and then they called me, and then
so I had to stop. I'm like, did they just bleep out shithead? And then he kind of goes into another curse. Spasm at the end. It was just beep, like legit. Yeah, just beep, 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 beep.
They're like, "I like this guy." I mean, it was Ray Weinstein was Papa Bear. He was like, "I like this guy. We got to keep him."
Yeah, yeah. So that threw me off. I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Because you don't expect it. So adults, if you take your kids, definitely, I think we'll have a fun time with it. But should we just get some of the bad stuff now?
Bad, yeah.
Before we go any further, I just realized I called the Puss in Boots movies a trilogy. I completely forgot there's only two. Duology. My bad. Correcting myself there.
I did the same thing before.
We will get to the end. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any low points, downsides you guys want to talk about with this movie?
Yeah. As much as I said, like, the adults will have fun with it, it might be a little too adult.
Yeah, so you surprised me with cursing with kids around.
The cursing thing, was funny. That was definitely funny. But like you said, like, oh, what did he say? I don't want to explain what shithead means, like to like 8-year-old or whatever. But then I mean, this movie deals with death a lot.
Yeah.
And as much as it is a good thing to have like kids understand, sometimes it might be too much too early, especially if like a kid never dealt with death before, with like either losing a goldfish or something, losing a grandparent, something along those lines. So if this is their first like venture into that realm of thinking of people go away, and stuff like that, it could be a little heavy for some kids at times. But that was my biggest one. I was like, man, especially at the end, when you find out who the bad guy is and stuff like that. And I was like, I kind of knew. I'm like, oh, this is where it's going to go. Even my girlfriend called it. She goes, oh yeah. And when they did it, and I was like, oh, that's going to be kind of hard to explain to some kids.
I explained to my 6-year-old right away. She understood exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's why I think of mortality. And I think I talk to my daughter about, enjoy your life. Take advantage of every situation you have, because it's not forever. And I said, even daddy's not forever. So we want to enjoy all the time we have together, always. So, explaining it that way, it helps, but it is very dark. There were times where I literally had to take my 6-year-old and hold her because she was afraid.
Yeah.
And
bad guy's like a good, scary bad guy, man.
Yeah,
he's a good villain.
It was deep. Yeah. It's scary on multiple levels. It's scary like psychologically, and it's scary like, actually on the screen. So that really does hit people in a lot of different ways. So that's pretty much it. That's probably my one bad too.
Yeah. Out of all of the Shrek universe kind of stuff, because Puss in Boots came from Shrek and all that stuff, this one was probably the most adult. I mean, granted, all the Shrek movies had probably a lot of adult jokes, but this one probably was the most, without getting silly, the most adult. Because Shrek tends to get silly at times. This one got silly for sure. But, I think death is something really, a lot more serious than like maybe marriage or some of the other things,
I don't know,
kids and stuff. But
becoming a father, that's a very adult thing. that fear of becoming a father or hating your in-laws. I don't hate my in-laws. I love my in-laws, but hating your in-laws is a very adult thing. Yeah. Like,
But for a kid, they don't have to worry about that. Like an 8-year-old doesn't have to worry about in-laws or marriage or becoming a parent yet. But like an 8-year-old with something like death, is
hopefully they don't have to worry about that either, man. But
no. But I mean, maybe not themselves, but like pets, grandparents, family members, friends. I mean, tragedies in general, especially coming out of the pandemic, like you said.
You're lucky to not have to deal with death yet.
Honestly,
that's if you're at that age,
like I already know, like. My son is gonna be about the old enough when my cat dies. And that's gonna be a double whammy. When I lose my cat that I had since he was like 8 weeks, and then now I gotta explain why daddy's crying.
Why daddy's inconsolable. Totally inconsolable. That's what I think about all the time with my dog. Like, something happens to him, I won't be inconsolable. Like daddy's right now is just a superstar, a superhuman. And I don't be like in shambles on the floor.
But it is a little dumb. But I think this movie does a good way explaining
exactly
parts of like your own mortality, at least. So but yeah. And I don't think there's any other bad stuff.
And it's pretty interesting that you guys are mentioning that. It kind of motivates me to want to go see the movie even more. Like I said, I wanted to check it out. I just unfortunately just didn't get around to it. But it's always good when animated movies can kind of strike up that balance, towards when it comes to appeasing, the child demographic, but having a little something that, people around our age or beyond can kind of appreciate. So that's pretty cool. Might try to get around to see it sometime this week.
It's definitely one of those good things. I remember one thing I just want to bring up. My daughter said to me, speaking about the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and she just said to me, "Why is she looking for what she's looking for, Daddy? She already has it." And the fact that she was able to see that made me so proud as a father. I was like, man, yes, baby, she already has exactly what she's looking for.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. That was the Goldilocks and the Three Bears was one. I thought it was gonna be kind of stupid and silly. It was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
I think so too.
That dynamic between the family, was pretty cool.
I mean,
and the voices were awesome. The voices were awesome.
Jack Horner is one of the worst story rhymes ever. Like, and I thought that was kind of thin in itself, but I got past it because they did a good job. So, but I still thought it was a terrible storyline. Like, who cares? It's like I don't care, man.
Yeah, so, I had that to my. I was like, I think you could have got somebody else that was cooler than Jack Horner.
Yeah,
but I even like there's a part where like he's doing his little like they're like, oh, because you're a fairy tale. He goes, more of a nursery rhyme. And they're like, oh yeah, making fun of like, oh, you're not even at that level of importance to being a fairy tale. You're just a nursery rhyme,
Yeah,
but So there's a part where he's doing his thing and he gets outshined by somebody else, which was pretty funny. But yeah, that's about it. Jack Horner, but he wasn't the main villain. Exactly. He was just kind of there doing bad stuff. But and John Mulaney, man, I think they could have got somebody else to have a better voice.
It was just him. It was like. It was like seeing someone, we're talking about singing and stuff, and then we use using your regular voice talking. That's kind of how this is. It's like you just got a regular guy. You could got anyone off the street in the same thing.
Yeah. I think for someone like that, you should have got the way they designed that character. They should have had a different voice, a voice actor that could have done something better with it than just have John Mulaney. Because like same thing with Rescue Rangers. It was John Mulaney and Andy Samberg, the two guys who do not know how to change their voices at all.
It's just John Mulaney and Andy Samberg. That's what.
So, but even like Florence Pugh, I didn't know that was Florence Pugh. I mean, I knew it was, but I was like trying to hear her. I'm like, that doesn't sound like her.
I had no clue until I watched that. Came home and looked at it.
Which I'd be interested to hear because even as many as accents as she's done in her various movies, you kind of you kind of
always know
her voice is kind of easy to place. I'm trying to think of how to kind of place or describe her accent or her voice. It's almost kind of husky, I think.
Yeah, very much so.
But yeah, so I'm interested to hearing it, to hearing how she sounds as Goldilocks.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So what are we going? Are we rating it?
Okay, so the way that we do the ratings, fellas, here at Spoiler Kings, we rate it now, as in drop what you're doing, go check this out the first chance you get, hopefully within the next couple of days. Later, something you could kind of casually watch, wait for it to come on streaming, throw it on as background noise while you're folding laundry or doing dishes one Sunday afternoon, that sort of thing, or never, just not even bother with it at all. Who wants to go first?
Tank goes.
I'll go first. I'm gonna give Puss in Boots The Last Wish a now.
All right.
It was fun. It was good. I think it hit a lot of marks that make a good movie good. And just a great story, great cast, and visually looked really great. And already, I know it's already up for Academy Awards, like in consideration. Like it's up there with like. They're saying Pinocchio, Turning Red, and Puss in Boots, which is crazy, but because you just think of it being very silly, but it was definitely worth a watch now. If you got another weekend, this weekend's coming up, or just ended, but the next weekend, New Year's weekend, that's what I would go check it out. So, what about you, Brian?
I went in saying this is gonna be a never. Or later. I don't think this is gonna be good at all. This is gonna be stupid. And I walked out. I was like, that was a now. Like it was really good. They did such a wonderful job with the story and the character development, and it's probably one of my favorite animated movies I've seen the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that good, and so it's definitely a now. And then that last scene was amazing too, and I can't wait to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was well. I guess we'll finish that up. But yeah, like you said, I went in thinking it's gonna be a later. I'm like, it's gonna be a Shrek kind of universe movie. Funny jokes, dirty jokes, mid story, and. The story was way better than what I expected. So
the story of Puss in Boots was better than Avatar too. I'm saying
it was.
I'm saying
like you cared about characters. That's not bad. The story wise,
like I said, man, there were some times in the new Avatar where I forgot all about the plot. The plot was so thin, I forgot there even was one.
But the plot was that's what it was. So secondary, it was a visual thing. But yeah, Puss in Boots was good. Like it was that good, and I was enjoying it that much.
Yeah, same. And then Rotten Tomatoes put it at we got the audience 67 for audience. Crazy.
It's probably remember I told you about the moms.
Wait, is this the first one? Wait, this is the first one. Yeah, this is the first one. Hold on, let me find the other one.
I'm surprised because that was amazing.
Yeah. Booth Last Witch Rotten Tomatoes. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, yeah, that's what I
also,
thought.
He had a beard at one point. That was that was awesome. I love the beard.
One will look like Fredo, the other will look like you.
It's all like lined out, so that comes down to a point, and then he rubs it, and it's poof.
Wait. Puss in Boots had a beard?
Yes, for a long beard.
Yeah.
I have to see this now.
He almost looked like Fat Thor type of beard. Like it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a pretty good part. But the audience, there we go. The audience gave it a 93. Yeah. That's more like it. This movie, not the last movie. The Last Wish, 93. The critics give it a 95.
Because there's no holes in it, man. It's just so good.
It's really, it's an hour 42 minutes. So it's short enough where you're like, that's a good time run, you know. And it jumps right into the action. So, you know,
it literally like got better. Like it's better than the last 3 things I've seen from Shrek. Like really, it's that good.
Yeah. Better than the first Puss in Boots, and probably better than the last couple Shrek movies.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the last several Shreks didn't do anything for me. Yeah. They weren't bad. They just
were.
Yeah.
So now that we got that out the way, let's get rid of that. I got to talk about this last scene. So it was
man,
so cool.
I walked out after the credit. Like once you know the thing and the song started playing, I just walked out. Didn't even think.
Well, you didn't see. This is like right before everything was happening. So it was basically they're on their ship. So they go back and they steal the ship from the guy from the previously in the movie. Yeah. So they steal the ship and they're up there and they're talking about the next adventure they're going to have, right? And then they said, okay, so where are we going to go? He said, I don't know. We're going to probably go see some old friends, some new adventures, stuff like that. And they're traveling back to far, far away. So they're traveling back to go see Shrek. And so there's going to be, there's almost like an introduction to, there's going to be another Shrek movie with Puss in Boots and Donkey and all the original characters getting back for one last one. So that's kind of what it's telling.
That I saw. There's nothing else like post credit. No. Okay, yeah. That I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So most likely because Puss in Boots is going to make a lot of money. I think it's going to make a lot of money.
Oh, let me see what it did real quick.
I'm gonna guess 200 million.
It definitely set up.
I'm gonna guess 200 million for a lifetime for it. So which is pretty good for a movie that didn't have this huge amount of marketing.
Only like one trailer, I think, maybe 2 trailers.
I'm gonna guess it made 40 million, 30 million. I'm gonna say 30 million.
So this one worldwide made 58.6 million.
Really?
Worldwide.
Man, I'm soft.
Domestic 26.
Okay, so that makes sense.
International 32. Opening weekend because technically
it came out the 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
So last week?
Yeah. This past weekend with Christmas and all that stuff.
Yeah. Because they had but if you count just the weekend, it was 12 million. But you don't count just weekend for
everyone. So
Christmas.
Everyone does 4. Everyone gets 4 days, 5 days. So that's 50 million. That's a lot of money for a first weekend. And it's going to make more. It's going to make more. So and word of mouth, people are going to tell you, oh, that was so great. We're walking out of the theater and this family was right next to me. He's like, I didn't know it was going to be this good.
Yeah.
No one knew. We knew it could be good, but no one knew it was going to be this good. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, over 50 mil for one weekend, and you're going against going against Avatar. Black Panther, you just said, is still out there. So
Black Panther made $802 million.
Well, I said 850. It's done. So
yeah, 850 is month.
Yeah. Well, you were saying like 950. I'm like, no way.
Well, you said he wasn't gonna get the 8. I rewatched the show.
Did you?
Just to make sure.
Yeah. 8. I mean 850. That's gonna be hard to.
Yeah,
to do
they only
both
made
for,
12 million this past weekend.
Yeah,
so,
as much as Puss in Boots, but
just,
I think once, like you said, word of mouth is definitely gonna make it run better. I don't know. I mean, after we talked about it, Brandon, do you feel more excited to see it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Kind of lights a fire for me to try to get to see it sometime this week. I live a 10-minute walk from the theater, so if anything, I have no excuse not to see it.
Yeah, we're probably gonna go see it again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I can't wait till Lucas is old enough where we just like every weekend we're going to the theaters.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Every Saturday morning we're going to theaters.
We got the Puss in Boots combo pack. It was awesome.
Yeah. Nice. And then Perp said, Finding Saw Avatar 2 in 3D was blown away. It's whole another experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
in 3D,
you have to see in 3D.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
No question about that.
Yeah.
Biggest screen possible.
Exactly.
3D.
Yeah, that's the only way to watch it. But
I'm still convinced the character of Spider was essentially Donnie from Wild Thornberries.
I saw that. Well, here, let's finish this one up and we can chit chat a little bit about some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go ahead, close it out, Brandon?
Yes. So, yep, that is Puss in Boots. I will get around to seeing it this week. Thank you, Tank. Thank you, Brian, for the review. Definitely motivates me to go see it. Thank you for everyone for tuning in on this one.
I want to know what they think about it too. So
tell us what you guys think about it. Give us your comments. We want to know what you guys think about it as well. My bad for forgetting about that. Haven't done this as often as I should at this point. But yeah, right. So let us know what you guys think too. We're very, very interested and curious. Do you guys agree with Brian and Tank? Do you think I should see it? Let us know.
Hashtag Brandon go see.
Hashtag go. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Cool. Yeah. If you're watching live, stick around. If you're watching on replay, thank you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video. Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Let's move on.